This is Radar for On the Radar Entertainment Blog coming to another edition of MLB Observation for the 2021 offseason as we are in the year 2022. This was week 9 of the Hotstove. So as you notice, a lot of these moves have been minor league deals or overseas, so let's go with that still. Tyler Chatwood, longtime Major League starting pitcher and relief pitcher, is officially going to Japan. That's the type of player to go to Japan. A guy who's been somewhat successful as a starter and somewhat successful as a reliever, but not fully successful, so that makes sense. Eddie Alvarez, who's won multiple medals, in 2 different sports, is now signing the Dodgers in a minor league deal. Justin Bour, the former slugger, has joined the Mexican League, so good luck to him there. He still could probably help a team as a platoon DH. Robert Stock is going to the Korean League because that's where those 7 pitchers go. Gregory Polanco, who had all this potential with the Pirates but never stayed healthy, going to Japan makes sense to build up his trade his value in general, because if he has some good years there, he can get the money that Eric Thames or all these other guys did. Joey Cora, former major leaguer and formerly the Pirates coaching staff, announced he joined the Mets as a third base coach. I think that's cool because Joey Cora is a former White Sox player and a White Sox coach, so I know him. I know about his career closely, and we all know his brother is Alex Cora. Problem is, when Alex Cora got hired as the Red Sox manager the first time, Joey Cora was still under contract with the Pirates. Then when they let Alex Cora go and he didn't manage for 1 year, Joey Cora was still under contract when he came back. So I was like, maybe now that the Pirates let him out of his contract, it's up. Maybe he would go join the Red Sox staff to be with his brother. But now he's going to the Mets, so it's cool staying with a team I actually like. And then Jamie Carroll, also speaking of the Pirates, is following Joel Harahan out of the organization. Jamie Carroll's been working in the minor leagues in the front office for a long time. The former Major League second baseman is now officially leaving the Pirate system. I don't know what it is. Some guys just are leaving, but that's just what it is. Ben Lively signed a minor deal with the Reds against organizational depth. Angels have hired Ray Montgomery, not Ray, to be their bench coach. He's a former player personnel director, so it's interesting. Guy never coached or managed or played, but only in the front office. He's becoming like the bench coach, like the second in command on the staff of Joe Maben, so that's interesting. Eric Chavez, who we reported on both the podcast and the baseball weekly video, that the Yankees were hiring him because he's been working for them and the Angels in the front office and minor leagues. He's actually spurning them to join the Mets. So he and Joey Cora, along with Wayne Kirby, who also announced first base coach, are joining the Mets coaching staff under Buck Showalter. Wayne Kirby, a former Major League outfielder, had been the Orioles coach for a while, so he reunites with Buck Showalter. So the Mets got themselves 3 pretty good coaches / former players. And the world of baseball, we lost 2 people. We lost Larry Bitner, who spelled it with 2 I's and 2 T's, and Jim Corsi. Jim Corsi announced that he had terminal cancer, and he knew that his time was up because he never said he got a prostate exam. So he just passed away the other day. He played for the A's, the Astros, the Marlins, the Red Sox, and again the A's multiple times, and the Orioles. He had 22 wins and 24 losses, a 3.25 ERA. Check out 290 players. Rest in peace to him. Larry Bitner, the former Major League outfielder and first baseman, passed away at age 75. He batted .273 with 29 home runs and 354 RBI. He played for the Washington Senators, who became the Rangers. It's the second Senators team. Played for the Expos, the local Chicago Cubs, the Reds, and the Rangers themselves again a second time. And he was born in Iowa, and he spent a lot of time in the Midwest. And interesting about him is that he went into being a commodity trader at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and worked in real estate. And then he went to Iowa to be a farmhand with his brother. So they said he had been a cancer survivor, so that may have been, something that it may have came back or not. But rest in peace to Larry Bitner. Cameron Maben announced that he's retiring from baseball at age 34. We mentioned Kyle Seager and Buster Posey as surprises. I find this a little surprising because even though I know that was 5-tool player potential when the Tigers drafted him and got traded in that huge Miguel Cabrera trade, and he bounced around the league from San Diego to Atlanta, back to Detroit, to Los Angeles, then won a World Series with Houston, went to Miami, Seattle, New York, the Yankees, then back to the Tigers and the Cubs during the pandemic season, and then last year he played for the Mets. The guy has 187 steals. He'll never be the hitter he is, but he's a great fourth outfielder and pinch runner that I felt like many teams could have used his talents, even if it was on a minor league deal with a chance to make the team. So, happy trails to Cameron Maben. And the Astros finalized their coaching staff as well. and it's pretty much the same thing, except for they added Jason Kanzler to the big league staff in a coaching role. He played in minor league baseball and coached in the minor league, but pretty much it's still going to be Joe Espada, who's been the bench coach. Hitting coaches Alex Citron and Troy Snitker, the son of Braves manager Snitker, Omar Lopez and Gary Pettis, and then Dan Fioria as well. So it seemed like the pitching coach will be filled by Josh Miller and Bill Murphy after Brent Strom left. So that's the Astros coaching staff. And the Mets announced that former Cubs and Kevin Boyles will be at AAA. Journeyman infielder Reed Rainjack, remember him, he's going to be the AA. And then former Red Sox Expos and Mets shortstop Luis Rivera is going to be at the high A team. And former Mets catching instructor Robbie Robinson will be at the low A. And the Reds announced that 16-year league veteran Juan Samuel is a minor league hitting instructor. So that's interesting for them. And the Rangers announced that they've added Brett Hayes, the bullpen coach, and hiring Seth Connor. So that's the announcement there. And then the Phillies hired former Rookie of the Year Pat Leasak to be the bench coach of their high A team as well. And the Tigers announced some of their minor league things with Gary Jones taking over AAA. Gab Alvarez is the AA. So those are interesting coaching news over there. And Christian Colon, who you paid attention to in the baseball video in the podcast, to announce his retirement. Well, the Royals hired him as a minor league coach, which makes sense because, he mostly played for them, might as well stay there. Ken Rosenthal is officially leaving MLB Network after 13 years. Some say it's due to his reporting on the commissioner, Rob Manfred. Who's to say? But he's still going to be writing for Athletic and doing Fox Sports beat, sideline reporting. So just we'll be sad not to see him on the show, but MLB Network shows. But good luck wherever you are. Fanatics officially bought Top. I don't know what that means for physical baseball cards because I collect baseball cards. I got Hall of Fame cards, non-Hall of Fame, extra crappy cards, the current cards that I keep up with. So I'm not sure. I like to actually physical have a card. I'm not ready to go virtual in that way, so that's interesting. Mark Loretta got hired as special assistant for the Padres. They keep hiring this super staff with him and Matt Williams and some of the other guys. Bob Melvin go to San Diego. I don't know how that will translate, but having a veteran manager, veteran coaching staff may help this team, who had Jace Tingler, who had no major league experience but worked in the minor league, so that will be something to look out there. The A's hired Brad Ausmus, former major league catcher and former major league manager. He managed Team Israel. He managed in Detroit. He was short stint managing in Anaheim. So the A's get Mark Kotsay with a veteran manager and player to help him out, which is a good thing. That'll be interesting there. And the Angels' most recent play-by-play man, Rick Waltz, is out. He had replaced the other guy who they had fired, and Matt Vasgersian was also calling games, and then they got rid of some of the other people with the Spanish broadcast, the color commentator. So at one point, last year and during the pandemic, they had 2 to 3 guys calling games. Now that Matt Vasgersian is not calling Sunday Night Baseball, but still will call the occasional MLB Network game, and of course MLB The Show, I think the best thing is to let Matt Vasgersian just call the games, majority of the games. He misses the occasional game for MLB Network, won't be out of the world. It's not like he's missing every Sunday and every other day, because he's a professional broadcaster, and that could be probably his real full-time day job, and the Angels will have some stability there. ESPN is trying to flirting with a Manning cast with Alex Rodriguez and Michael Kay, who's broadcasting in New York and stuff. And I'm just I don't really know if A-Rod's got that lovable appeal that Peyton Manning has, and certainly Eli has a little bit of appeal too. So I don't get the whole Manning cast sort of thing. Let's just continue to let A-Rod be the color commentator on Sunday night, and have him make more money because he also works for Fox Sports as well. So that's just I don't really get that whole entire thing. ESPN has to really fully vamp that, because I like the days of John Miller, who's the Giants guy, just calling one game a week. The Blue Jays broadcaster and the Red Sox broadcaster used to also call Sunday night games or Monday night or Wednesday night. They would just ask to call one game per week. And I was okay, cool. Don't expect them to quit their day jobs, but after a while, the Blue Jays and the Red Sox guy, and John Miller, who's older ago, John Miller, I'm yeah, we can't really do this on a day-to-day, weekly basis. I gotta just focus on the team that actually call games. That's where I'm well, then why doesn't ESPN, have asked Boog Shami to be the Sunday night voice. He's been the radio voice and the middle of the week. Now he's working for the Cubs mostly, so ESPN lost out on that. ESPN should maybe ask Joe Tessitore or someone else, can you be the Sunday night baseball voice? That would be the thing. But I don't know. That seems to want to be hiring people from the outside. Rest in peace, Larry Bitner and Jim Corsick. And happy trails to Cameron Maben in his retirement. Thanks for listening to another edition of MLB Observations, Week 9 of the 2021 Offseason Hotstove Edition. I'm Radar for On the Red Entertainment blog. I'm Radar. See you guys next time.